We've got Matt Gady from New Germany in the 28. Alongside him, the 24 I-94 defending champion Zach Davids from Apple Valley. Third row inside, ASA Midwest Tour point leader 36 Danny Fredrickson. Alongside him, 22 the picker Nick Paninsky from Sauk Centre, just 17 years old. Race fans, this is your time to send these guys off. How about if we stand up, hoot and holler, wave your hats in the air, let's send off these guys. These are your I-94 ASA Super Late Models. Number 26 is Joe Berthume from Rogers. 51, he just won the last race, Joey Johnson from Alexandria. Also out there is number 79 in the Echo car, that's John Olson. 79, the black and yellow one, is Tim Olson, his dad. Then we have number 2, Tyler Showman from Alexandria. Alongside him is number 27. He won his heat race, David Fredrickson, turning 21 years old on Monday. Then we have crafty veteran number 50, Steve Anderson from Lakeville. Alongside him, number 8 is Billy Moan from Lakeville, also just 21 years old, sponsored by Twin City Helicopter Tours. We've got number 1, Richie Snyder from Alexandria in the McDonald's car. Two-time I-94 champion, 28, Johnny Gutwald. Number 7 is Matt Haft from Champlin. 74 is Jim Larkin from Monticello. And last but not least is that black car. Former U-Car champion, that black car is Jeff Lofquist. And that's our field for the ASA Super Late Models, going 50 laps in the Minnesota Challenge Series, warming up the tires right now. Green is out, and here we go! Mergic takes the lead on the backstretch. Turtle hanging with him on the inside. Zach Davids flying high. Look at that 24 go as he moves up into second place. He's been chomping at the bit this year. He's been looking to race. Hasn't had the money to run the tour, so he's been waiting for tonight. Nick Mergic looking nice and smooth. He's got your lead. Zach Davids in second. Picker Nick Paninsky has moved up to third place now. Brian Turtle is stuck down low. And these guys are freight training him on the outside. 51 of Joey Johnson jumps up high too. .28 of Matt Gady. He wants to get on the high side. No one will let him in. 36 of Fredrickson has to back out of it. He could have taken Gady out easily, but he didn't. He backed out. Danny Fredrickson in the 36, taking his time. Meanwhile, up front, the 24 of Zach Davids making a move. He's pushing hard on the inside. I-94 champion Zach Davids looking for the lead. Wheel to wheel through corner number 3. Davids looks good in corner number 4. Slides up just a bit, but holds his line. Davids again up front. He's going to take the lead on the backstretch. Zach Davids, your leader. Mergic drops back to second. Here comes Johnson now on the inside. Zach Davids in the 24 looking to extend his lead now as the guys are fighting it out and duking it out behind him. 51 of Joey Johnson moves up to second place. 79 of Tim Olson is off the pace down the front stretch. He is slow into corner number 1, 10 laps in, and he might be out of this race. Tim Olson pulls into I-94 victory lane, but you're not supposed to do that in lap number 10. He was looking to do that in lap number 50. Unfortunately, mechanical problems have taken him out of this race. 24, Zach Davids up front. 26 of Joe Berthium had nothing but problems in the heat race, but he's been nothing but awesome so far in this feature. He's coming through on the bottom. Neck and neck with 51 Johnson as they're battling for the second position. Jeff Lofquist, flames underneath his car as he's going to get lapped. Lofquist having some problems, and he goes down one lap. Zach David still up front, but now he's got pressure from behind. Berthium in the 26 on the inside, Johnson in the 51. Here comes Joe Berthium. Joe Berthium not running for points this year. He's just out there to run well on selected nights. And so far, he's picked the right night. Opener has been good in this race for Joe Berthium. He's working his way through the pack. There he goes on the bottom. Still side by side with Zach Davids. Davids pushes it a little too hard, slides up in corner number 4. 26 Berthium is ahead by half a car length. Davids running strong on the high side, but the fast way around this track has always been on the bottom. 26 of Berthium. He needs to try to get by Davids soon. It's a very abrasive track. Eats up your tires on the bottom, but it is quicker. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion Ron Hornaday raced here at I-94 Raceway last year, and he said I-94 Raceway is the Darlington of the North. Very abrasive track. Not easy to drive. This is a driver's track. Look who's up in the hunt now. Picker 22, Nick Paninsky. Up to third place and challenging the leaders. Top two guys have been running off their tires, racing side by side. Nick Paninsky, he figures now is the time for him to be up in the hunt. Don't forget about me. We're going to see some lap traffic here soon. Mike Haft in the 7 and Gutwald in the 28. The last guys on the lead lap. Spin out corner number 3. That's David Fredrickson in the 27. David Fredrickson in the 27 sideways. That's our first caution with about 26 laps to go. 26 laps to go. The green is out and here we go. Cross flags halfway through this main event. 25 laps down, 25 laps to go. Halfway through. 25 laps down, 25 to go. Two-car of Tyler Shulman pulls into the infield. Tyler Shulman with mechanical problems. How about that? Nick Paninsky makes a move on the outside. Paninsky up to second place now. Two teenagers up front, Zach Davids in the 24, Nick Paninsky in the 22. Crafty veteran 26, Joe Berthium trying to make it through on the inside. Looks like he's losing just a little bit of ground. He's been down there for a long time. He probably chewed his tires off. Whoa, some contact with Paninsky and Berthium as they head into corner number 1 down the front stretch. They're really bumping door handles, going about 90 miles an hour. Paninsky stays in it though, did not lose his groove. Whoa, again some contact with Berthium. Muscles his way into third spot. Joey Johnson not happy. Johnson had to back out of the gas. That opens the door for 36 of Fredrickson. Fredrickson knows it's go time right now. 17 laps to go. He's going to try to get that crate motor to work down on the inside. Kind of moves up to the high side. 24 of David still up front. Looks like the number 1 car is pulling into the pit lane, and the 27 of Fredrickson also. Yellow is out, we're under caution. David Fredrickson was sideways there in corner number 3 and pulls down into pit lane. Number 1 of Richie Snyder. No, on practice day they were having some problems with the air system, so he's got mechanical problems. Boy, this seems to happen a lot on opening night. The guys haven't worked out the bugs of their car yet. So with what, 14 laps to go, we still have Zach Davids up front. Green is out, and here we go. Right now it's just like kindergarten. It's single file down the front stretch. 24 is Zach David still up front, then Paninsky, then Berthium, then Johnson. 79 of John Olson's looking good. He's moved up to 5th place. 50 of Anderson is just hanging with it. like a heavyweight fight up front. 24, Zach Davids, holding off all the big guns. They're taking turns at him, diving down low, and nobody can get by him. So far, Zach Davids has been able to use his jab and fend off all the big shooters. And every single time they try the roundhouse, he's hanged on to the high side. He won't get off the high side. 22 of Paninsky looks strong, but he just can't sneak by him. Berthiaume in the 26, his tires are gone. He moves down to the inside and locks him up going into corner number 1. Just got by Steve Anderson in the 50. Whoa, some contact with those guys. Berthiaume in the 26, a little bit out of rhythm now as he drops back to 6th place. It's prime time right now. 24, David still up front. 22, Paninsky. 51 of Johnson. Has to be getting tired after running the modified race and the late models. John Olson in the 79 has been looking good. How about Steve Anderson, crafty veteran? Ducks down low on the inside. Has raced here in the past, and it looks like he saved his car for the end when it really counts. None of these guys want to run the bottom. So Anderson's going to try it. He's up to 3rd place. Anderson, look at him go on the inside. He's been saving his tires. He's been Mr. Crafty. Just hanging back this entire race. Waits for the last 20 laps, and look at him go. He's going to take the lead. Steve Anderson kicks in the afterburners and takes the lead. How about that? Mr. Anderson Air has been playing Mr. Cool all night long. Look at that. We get to a few laps to go, and he just kicks it in. Nobody else is running the bottom. Steve Anderson says, I'll give it a try. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go. They're duking it out for second now because Steve Anderson has taken flight. Steve Anderson is going to win the first race in the ASA Late Model Challenge. Very close for second. It could be John Olson, not sure. Wow, and Larkin is sideways down the front stretch. How about that for dramatics? The yellow and the checkers at the same time. And we made it through 50 laps with the ASA Super Late Models. Race fans, how about a round of applause for all these drivers? What a wild race. And you gotta feel for Zach Davids leading almost the entire race until the very end. Your winner has stopped down on the track in Pepsi Victory Lane, and he is going to be one excited guy from Lakeville, Minnesota, number 50, Steve Anderson. How about that? Our new general manager, Chris Clark, has run out the checkered flag, and he's going to do a victory lap. Steve Anderson in the 50 has won leg number 1 of the ASA Minnesota Challenge Series. Let's send it down to Pepsi Victory Lane and Dean Reller.
All right, everybody's down here in Victory Lane. Our trophy girl can come on over across here. Kind of got shuffled out of the way there, so. Steve Anderson taking his time here, the crafty veteran driver showing the young guys how to do it. Once again, like I said earlier, it's hard to get the helmet off when you're trying to do it in a hurry after you win. Steve Anderson hanging her up nice and neat. Still belted in the car, pulling the earplugs out. 50 laps for the ASA Minnesota Late Model Challenge Series right here. Here's your winner coming out, Steve Anderson! Wow, what a run! You needed all 50 laps, and boy, you put on a heck of a show.
Well, thanks. I'd like to take credit for it, but I'll tell you, these guys I got working on this car's just unbelievable. I mean, I'm thinking Chris Clark could have drove this thing to victory lane tonight the way it worked.
Were you trying to save something for the end there, and you just look for an opening, or what was the game plan late in the race?
Well, the cars were a lot of side-by-side racing, and I didn't want to get my car used up behind those guys. I knew I had a better car. I just needed to wait for them to sort out, and when they did, things opened up and we went.
You know, it's got to be a pretty amazing thing like that. I said we had a lot of young drivers there floating in there, and all of a sudden you just kind of patiently worked your way through. And, you know, you've been racing for a while. How long have you been racing?
I raced in the 80s and took the 90s off, and I started again in 2000, so you can do the math.
That's a while here. And you know what? Keeping running like this, you're going to be running for a while yet, right?
Well, that's our plan. We hope for more of these.
All right. How about some sponsors and people that help you out? I know you got a lot of crew here.
Yeah, I got great sponsors. McDonald Eye Care and Associates, Lakeville, and my brothers Donnie and Keith with Anderson Air, and then St. Paul Automax. And I got to give a special thanks to Dan Ryan and all the people at DPR Motorsports, because they help us out quite a bit and give us some help with things that make us go fast and win races like this. And without them, I don't know that we'd be here right now.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for